What's going on, you guys? This is Trent here at Rexburg Motorsports, here to do another machine walk around with you. Now today, we're going to talk about the new 2021 RZR 900 Trail Ultimate. Now for 2021, Polaris fully revamped their trail and sport lineup. They did some very, very cool things to this machine this year. So I wanted to go over those with you so you guys could know what you're getting into when you're looking at the new RZR Trail. One thing that I love about these Trail Eagle side-by-sides is you look at the offerings that are out there in the 50-inch class, is none of them are carbon copies. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. And I'll tell you, Polaris has found their niche and they kept it. For 2021, Polaris put their Emperor in new clothes. The 900 Trail got a revamp. This is the first time that this machine's had this much attention since 2016 when it came out. This has been an awesome platform. A lot of people have loved this trail machine, going through all of the fun trail areas that these machines open up for you in the 50-inch category. But Polaris knew that it was time for a revamp. So for 2021, they did a lot of cool upgrades and features that bring this machine into the new year strong. Now, one of the big things that I'll tell you is this does share the same basic chassis and motor as the outgoing one. So they didn't throw the baby out with the bathwater in this change. They kept the things that they knew worked and were working well. Where they kept the same wheelbase, kept the same overall chassis, this machine is quite a bit shorter than the Can-Am or the Wildcat Trail models. This makes this thing a lot more agile. It's quicker to react to your steering inputs, it's quicker to react to the terrain that it's going over, and it's got a shorter turning radius than both those other machines as well. Now, it's also lighter. And so with that lightweight and the short wheelbase, this thing is very, very agile. For 2021, Polaris really revamped the cage and the appearance of this machine. And so let's check this thing out. As you can see, they have an arched cage top now. The last one was very angular and sharp lined. This one, they curved it more, and the cool thing with that is with this curve right here in the back, the overall height of this machine dropped 1.5 inches. So if you had any troubles getting your last RZR into an enclosed trailer because it was a little too tall, especially once you put on a poly roof or one of those aluminum roofs, you won't have that issue with this one. Again, it's 1.5 inches lower, which brings it to 68 inches. Last time it was 69.5. But then they kept this cage going. It now goes all the way to the back. So it's very cool how it looks back here. And it's going to keep your stuff in your bed nice and safe if things are to go get a little western. But with the cage also going all the way to the back, they didn't necessarily point this out on Polaris' side. But with the cage going all the way back, I have to assume it's going to tighten up that chassis feel a little bit. Give it a little bit more stiffer of a chassis, which will help your suspension work better. Now with this cage going all the way to the back though, it did extend this machine out a little bit. Now you're 110 inches long, as opposed to the last one you're just over 107. So this is a little bit longer, so be aware of that. You got a lower setup, but a little bit longer of a setup. Granted, the wheelbase is the same, so they kept what they knew worked. Now the Ultimate replaces the Fox Edition from last year. So this Ultimate model comes with the Fox suspension. You've got the Fox Podium X 2.0s, front and rear on this one. You've got 10 inches of suspension travel, so the same as the outgoing model, but you've got 11 inches of ground clearance. Now, I will tell you with the outgoing model, we had a lot of people throw on a lot bigger tire than the standard 26. We had people going up to some 29s, most 28s, and getting another inch of ground clearance, which is awesome on these trail machines. But standard, you're getting 11 inches of ground clearance, 10 inches of suspension travel with that Fox suspension. Now this Fox suspension is adjustable on the compression, which is going to give you the ability to make your ride softer or stiffer depending on what you're feeling with your trail conditions. So Polaris is giving you that option with this Fox suspension to make sure you can have the best ride possible. Now the other two models, the Premium and the Sport model of the 900 Trail, come with the standard Polaris suspension. Still get the 10 inches of suspension travel, still get the 11 inches of ground clearance, but you don't get that compression adjustability that you get with the Fox suspension. I will tell you, driving them back to back with the standard Polaris suspension and the Fox suspension, you can really feel the difference in control. This suspension setup is worth the money, that is for sure. It's an awesome suspension setup and keeps your machine going and feeling more predictable as you're going through the rough stuff. This 900 Pro Star inline twin motor is awesome. It's a great motor, it's got excellent throttle response, and at 75 horsepower, this thing has an amazing power to weight ratio. In fact, with the 75 horsepower coming from this motor, and the dry weight of this machine being under 1,300 pounds, this has the best power to weight ratio in the trail legal 50-inch category. So an awesome machine that Polaris has got on their hands. Now you do get 9.5 gallons of fuel in this fuel tank, which is going to keep you out on the trails a long time. This ProStar 900 motor does great on the gas mileage. They don't say what MPG it's getting because of course that varies so much on the terrain you're tackling and the way that you're driving and how aggressive you are at that throttle pedal. But 9.5 gallons is going to get you out and playing for a long, long time. You won't have to worry about those refills very often. Now these Polaris 900 trails do also come standard with a 1-inch receiver, so you can throw in a hook and ball so you can do some towing. And these 900 RZR trails are set up to tow 1,500 pounds. So moving stuff around the property, if you're going to use this to do a little bit of work, this thing is very, very capable. One thing that they did bring back for this Ultimate model is they brought back turf mode. Now, if you remember, they used to have that on the 900 trails for a couple years when they first came out, but they did away with it a couple years ago. Now, for 2021, it's back. You've got Polaris's all-wheel drive system, where you throw it in, and it seamlessly sends power to the front wheels when the rear wheels slip. You've got locked two-wheel drive, and then you've got that turf mode. And what the turf mode is it unlocks the rear diff, so you've got an open differential, and so you can drive on pavement for a long period of time, taking the turns, and it's not going to tear up your tires. And if you turn on your grass, it's not going to rip up your grass. So that's an awesome feature that they did bring back with this 2021 model. Now, I'll show you, one of the cool things that they did for this year is they got rid of the quarter doors. They're now a full door stock on all of the 900 trails. This being the Ultimate model, it does have some of the very cool benefits once you get inside the cab, but outside, these all got the full half doors, so that's going to be awesome. Now, with this model replacing the outgoing Fox edition, it got to keep the Ride Command module. Now, this Ride Command module is awesome. You get GPS, you get the standard backup camera on the Ultimate, you get your radio controls, you get all sorts of neat things. But new for 2021, they threw in a standard stereo. The last Fox Edition model, you had to buy your amp and speakers after the fact. It didn't come standard. For the Ultimate in 2021, you get the standard speakers, you get that audio capability right from the factory, which is going to be awesome on this machine. Now, a big thing that they did do, as you look at this Ultimate model, with the Ultimate model and the Premium model in this 900 trail lineup, you get the cool signature lights in the grille and you get LED headlights. Now those LED headlights are a step above the halogen bulbs that are on the standard model, and they make riding in the dark a lot more enjoyable because you can see a lot better. Now moving inside the cab, Polaris focused a lot on these seats. I'll tell you, even jumping in it just to move it to here where I'm doing this video, I can tell you this is the best Polaris seat I've sat in. Very, very comfortable. It's got awesome side bolstering. It's got great leg bolstering. This is an awesome set of seats for this 900 trail. And I'll tell you, coming from the last model, that was a huge upgrade. They're an excellent feeling seat finally for 2021. Now going inside, Polaris redid and rethought their whole dash setup. They've got a little bit more of the storage compartment in front of the passenger. You've got an upper storage, and then you've got the glove box that they had last year. But You've got a great dash layout, everything's super easy to understand and get to, and then again, these great seats. Polaris did an awesome job on this refresh for 2021. This is an awesome machine. These are going fast. We've got 3 of them that are already pre-sold with these Ultimate models, but we would love to show you these machines. Come on into Rexburg Motorsports. Come and ask us any questions that you've got about these machines, and we would love to help you. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you would, consider hitting the subscribe button. We'd love to keep you up to date with all the cool things that we've got coming out here for 2021 at Rexburg Motorsports. But thanks again so much for watching, and have a great day.